Wow! Good afternoon, everybody. Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN. We check in on the markets, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, and we got markets green right now. S&Ps, we're challenging the highs of the session. We made those highs at about 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Those highs, 6,050. We're trading right now 2 points off of there, 6,048. Relentless positive markets right now coming at you, especially following yesterday's sell-off. NASDAQ 100, we're up by 57 or 0.2%, trading at 21,941. The Dow in positive territory, as I mentioned at the top of the market, top of the hour update there. 400 points almost, the Dow. Off the lows right now. We're pushing 43,000. The Russell trading lower this morning. And yes, yields pulling back a bit. We got a little bit of dollar weakness. Gold catching a bid. Let's check out some of the movers today. How about Oracle? OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Oracle up by 14%. 14%. And man, you talk about a bounce from the tariff lows of 120. You're at $200 above the highs of last year. And yeah, that's an all-time high. All-time high print for Oracle. And boy, quite a trajectory. It's just been nonstop, man. You know, we had the pullback in the tariffs, but you look at this equity, and yeah, there's been pullbacks. We're talking about no matter where you pick, $30, $40, $50, you're rising. The run really begins in Oracle in 2020 like everything else, but boy, they are on fire. And that's a monthly. Let's put it back to a weekly here. So look at this, man. You're going to blow everything apart. As in, this is going to have volume that's going to take out everything. We did 107 million shares on Oracle the week of January 20th. And think how hard it is to get above some of these volume numbers, right? And then Oracle's going to do it, man. You're at 87 million already. We got an hour left to go. We're going to have big-time volume on a day like this. Now, remember that, okay? You're coming into 107 and 96 at the end of January. 107 and 96. And we're already at 86. And on a daily basis, you're doing at least 10, and then you break in. And you can see that on the end of the days. Yeah, even yesterday. End of the day, you're doing 2 million in the final 10 minutes. So this is going to be a big number. Oracle's going to eclipse everything. We're going to do all-time highs. And on a weekly basis, man, you're going to take out the highs. And so tomorrow's going to be an important one. You want it to close above. The close was the open of that candle, like 196.30. The high is 198.31. Really, you'd love to see it close above that area. Keep the volume up there, and you're going to get some volume, man. Look at the volume it does every time we get the earnings, man. And this is where you want an earnings equity. Look at that, right? And yeah, that's the case, but very pronounced for Oracle. But big numbers, man. You're plowing higher. You jump around to some of the other cloud providers. Amazon, we go back to a short term. Up by about 0.1% right now. Jump over to Microsoft. There you go. Microsoft up by 1.5%. Google down 0.7. Always interesting when you get the Magnificent Seven. It's a little bit of divergence. Look at that acceleration on NVIDIA, man. And yeah, that's an OCI play right there. Look at that move. 141 to 144 right now. Remarkable. All right, we jump over to Boeing on the flip side of that. Now, Boeing, clawing back some of the losses. You're still down 5%. Tragic story in India. And they're reporting, I almost didn't want to say it, that somehow there's a person that survived. There's one survivor. He's a British national. He's fully conscious. He has little abrasions and one burnt mark on his face. Now, it's so sad that everybody seems to be, dead. Okay, 242 people. I don't know. If you've watched the video of this thing, I don't know how one person even survives it. You know, it's a fireball that looks like, a nuclear fireball, man. But nonetheless, tragic story. And when you look at this is not the 737 MAX, okay? This is the 787-8 passenger jet, okay? And this passenger jet, it's been in commission since 2011, and it's never had an accident like this. Let me see as I jump around. Yeah, and here's the headline there. First full loss for the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, okay? Those Dreamliners, this one in particular was 12 years old. You got two GE engines on it. One of the two turbine options on that model. Air India had 34 of those planes in service at the time of the accident, and they introduced that in 2011. And the average age of the vehicle, I was reading, something like 7 years old. This one in particular, I think 11 or 12 years old is out there. And yeah, they'll be digging into it, but there's currently 1,148 787 aircrafts in service, and there it was. The average age is 7.5 years, okay? The largest operator of those, ANA Holdings, with 86 of them, followed by United and American. Qatar just ordered 130 of them. So, this is a juggernaut, okay? And this is where you want to look at risk rewards here. And as somebody that owns some Boeing shares in retirement account, okay, it's been a heck of a run since the I want to call it the COVID lows for a second. From the tariff lows, we'll call it, from 128 to 218. But you got real asymmetrical risk when you're dealing with this, and especially because it's Boeing right now. Okay, they got no credibility when it comes to anything that they say, right? They don't get any benefit of the doubt, as they shouldn't. And so there's a real risk here. And hopefully it's not, and hopefully, but either way, right after takeoff, and the thing just sailed. And maybe it, either way. So watch that one. And yeah, you'll get some volume, but boy, it's been a heck of a run. And the dicey part about this, right, is that you come into it when optimism is all like stratospheric, okay? All of this acceleration, right, all the Qatar orders that came in, right? I remember talking about it at the time. The backlog that Boeing has right now, Qatar's not going to get those airplanes for like 10 years, okay? So it's a theoretical order, and stuff like this, you could see a deterioration here pretty quickly. Okay, if this comes out, if there's an investigation, if it looks like Boeing at all has a problem with those airplanes that are out there, the reward is it just trades back up 4.8%. The risk out here, you got a lot of risk when you got all this acceleration out here, whether you're talking about earnings, whether you're talking about the acceleration we got from Qatar and their deal. So be careful in Boeing. Longer term, I think you'll be fine. But shorter term, folks, you just traded from 130 to 220, and now they have their first full loss of really a vehicle that's the juggernaut for that company in particular. All right, folks, we got the S&P up by 17, NASDAQ up by 49. Stay tuned. We're coming right back, folks.